you can do this yoga because it is your yoga. Yeah, focus on that. You can. Yes, you can. You can do this yoga right here, today, right now, because it is your yoga. And what do I mean by that? You're going to embrace this yoga. You're going to do it your way. No intimidation zone. That's it. You're practicing your yoga from home. You're just moving. This is the place to be. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. Like I said, this is your yoga from home. It's a 1 hour long practice. We call this your Yoga for Life practice. What we do here, because you got to do yoga every day to improve your life. What we do today is our mobility and flexibility practice. Every day our practices are different. Every day we do a live practice, start to finish, 1 hour long, with all its little imperfections. I embrace the imperfections. That's the way life is, right? And you just move forward. Join us every single day for your practice from your living room. Dress the way you want, doing it exactly your way. It's just like an in-person class without the intimidation. No commute, no intimidation, because the guy next to you is doing massive handstands. Big deal. And no anxiety because you're doing it your way. All right. Okay. So that's that. We have a group, a private group on Facebook. It's called Friends of 316 Yoga. You can sign up there and join us, and I'll send you some articles and some good things about what we're doing. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube or send a little thumbs up, a little like, whatever. But just show up. That's the big thing. Together, we can do this. You got to start little by little, and you got to build. Okay, does that convince you? All right, look at the bottom of the screen. It says, do what's right for your body. That is super duper important because you got to do what's right for you. Not every pose is for everybody. Sometimes some things hurt. Sometimes things just don't work. Sometimes you just don't want to. And if you don't want to, don't do it. Don't hurt your body. Just try a little bit. Maybe take something to 10% or 5% or just, ease off. Ease off on the pressure. Just don't hurt yourself. All right, think of this word today as you practice the words embrace. Embrace! Embrace. Everybody likes to be embraced. Think of it as a nice big warm hug. To embrace means to take, to clasp, to take and gladly, willingly receive something. Be eager about it. Accept willingly what you have. Embrace a new habit, maybe like your yoga. All right, let's just do it. Let's just start. All right, we like to use props in the practice. Props can bring the ground up to you. They can make some poses easier. They can make some poses a little more difficult. But 2 yoga blocks are wonderful props to have. Not a big investment. Buy them. You will like them. They work wonders. A yoga strap can be a belt, can be a jump rope, a dog leash, whatever. But get a yoga strap. The straps and the blocks usually come together. An eye shade and a little hand towel are wonderful for your final Shavasana pose, and they're really nice when you do lunges. If your knees don't like kneeling on the ground, slip a towel under them. There's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Execute it. All right, and some water. Always good to have some water handy. None of us drink enough water. Drink some water. All right, we're going to come up to standing to warm up because you just want to move a little bit. But as we do that, come on up to standing. Lock a stress number in your mind. Stress number. What's going on in your head right now? On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10, where are you at? What do you got going on? Think of the doctor's office. Smiley face to frowny face. Where are you? What are you feeling right here, right now? Just do that little quick body scan, little quick inventory from the top of your head down to your toes. How do you feel? All right, let's work on that. If it's a stress number, we'll bring it down. If it's a feel-good number, we're going to pump it on up. All right, so let's begin with your hands on your hips. Spread your feet a little bit, and then send your shoulders back and send your shoulders down. Chest automatically lifts kind of up toward the sky. Put a smile on your face and strike this pose of confidence because there's only one wonderful, one and only you. Embrace it. All right, let's start to come up onto the balls of the feet. Lift and lower. And lower and lift. So just raise up. Maybe you got a counter nearby. Maybe you got a chair nearby. A chair is a great prop too. And you're holding on there for balance. No big deal. Nobody's judging you. Don't judge yourself. Don't be so hard on you. Be your own cheerleader, not your own critic. All right, breathing. It's important. Breathe in through your nose. And big audible. Make it audible. Sighing breath out through your mouth. Lift and lower in the heels. Come on up nice and high. Keep your heels behind your toes. Come on up. How high can you go on the balls of your feet? Big breath in, big breath out. Are you feeling the burn yet? All right, chest is lifted. Think like a Superman stance. Put a smile on your face. Work those calves. That's your foundation. Oh, we're going to take the foundation to work even harder when we do our toes pose and our ankle pose. So good for strengthening your foundation. All of our foundations need a little shoring up, don't they? All right. Oh my gosh, my calves are burning. Bring the soles of your feet down. Lift your toes up and give them a wiggle. You're not alone. Your calves are burning. I know. We all face the same things. Just embrace the familiarity and the comfort in knowing you're not alone. All right, bring your feet on down. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. Lift your arms on up to the sky. Raise your fingers on up. Soften in your shoulders. This is your extended mountain pose. Stretch it out. Breathe. Maybe lift one arm higher than the other. Just a little bit of a stretch. Interlace your fingers. Send your palms up to the sky and take your gentle palm tree pose. In your palm tree pose, your spine is moving sideways. You're still breathing, right? Big inhales through the nose. Big exhales through the mouth. All right, let's kick this up a notch. When you lean to one side, like I'm going to lean to the right, I'm going to take my my right wrist, and I'm going to pull my hand. Pull my wrist. Chin away from the chest, top shoulder back, just a gentle pull. Come on up nice and slowly, back up to that extended mountain pose. Interlace your fingers, palms to the sky, sway back and forth a little bit. Breathe. Now I'm going to lean more to the left. I'm going to take my left hand, capture my right wrist, and give it a little bit of a pull. Chin away from the chest, breathe. You can have a bend in your elbows, that might feel good, breathe. Ooh, it's intense already, isn't it? Come on back up to center, extended mountain, lift through your fingertips. Take your hands behind your low back, press your hands into your low back, send your chest forward, push your belly forward, look up toward the sky, squeeze your elbows toward your spine, a little bit of a controlled little baby back bend. Look up to the sky, think of your chest lifting higher to the sky. Exhale, now you're going to go forward. Hinge forward. Let your hands hang heavy. Just hang out here for a moment. This feels nice, I hope. All right, wiggle your knees. Wiggle your knees. Just let the arms move. Arms don't have to reach toward the earth. Hands don't have to touch the earth. You do what's right for you. Look back toward your knees. Look back up toward your belly button. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly roll the spine up, one vertebra at a time. Chin is toward your chest, and then untuck it when you come all the way up. Big arm circles. All right, to do this, put a little bend in your knees. Circle your arms as nice and big as is comfortable for you. And while you're doing that, bend the knees when the hands come down, and straighten the knees when the hands go up. Circles don't have to be huge. You're just moving. Oh, it's so important to move. It makes you feel better. Think of the words. Motion and emotion. They're linked. Circle your arms in the other direction. You do feel happier when you move. Don't overstress it. Just move a little bit and you'll be happier. Breathe. Scientifically, it's proven emotion and motion are so linked. Put a smile on your face. It does help. All right, arm circles are nice and done. Arms down by your sides. Stand up nice and straight. Shoulders over your hips. You are strong. You are tall. You have got this. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Big coat swing. Imagine you were a child in a coat that's way too big and the arms are way too long. Start to sway from side to side and let those long arms tap you on the backside, tap you on the hip. Look over one shoulder, then the other. Adjust your feet so you feel comfortable and solid in your stance. If you want to challenge your balance, close your eyes. If you want to deepen the twist, maybe just look a little farther over your shoulder with your eyes open. Just let the shoulders relax. Breathe. Let this feel absolutely wonderful. Breathe. Slow it on down. Let's do ragdoll pose, a very familiar pose because we do it so often because it's so good to decompress your back. All right, your feet are solid. You are strong. You're going nowhere. You're going nowhere. You're rock solid here. Feet parallel to each other. They should be hip-width distance apart. Look on down. Take your body, hinge it forward. Take your hands to opposite elbow creases. Gaze back toward your knees or up toward your belly button. Put a little bend in your knees. See how that changes the sensation in your body.
Big breath in, big breath out. Maybe widen your stance a little bit to let your belly come between your thighs. Go ahead and start to sway your elbows one side, then the other. Sway one elbow back toward the knee, then the other elbow back toward the other knee. Flexibility and mobility, we want more of it, don't we? You're decompressing your spine. Shake your head a little bit. Loosen up your neck. We're going to get into the shoulders a lot today with a variety of poses, one of them being your broken wing pose, and a couple others. We're going to do fallen tree, you know that, or toppling tree, you know that pose. Breathe. We're going to do a variation of locust with interlaced fingers behind the low back. Just getting into the shoulders. You want to move the shoulders. All right, let's finish up. Come to stillness back at the midline of your body. Release your fingertips to the earth. Bend your knees and come on down, right? All right, let's get into our minds just for a moment here. Get into our minds and enjoy the peace on your mat. Bring your block to the mat if you want to. Knees can be together, big toes touching. Let's take it to a variation of child's pose that you like. You take it your way. I'm going to start in a classic child's pose. Arms are going to be down by my side. The block is here to bring the ground up to me. I can rest my head on the block. That feels really nice. My spine is long. Crown of the head is lengthening in one direction, tailbone to the other. Shoulders are away from my ears, and I'm going to breathe. All right, a variation is no block at all, and your forehead comes down to the mat. Another variation, always lots of variations. Your knees can be spread wide, arms can reach to the top of the mat. Block can bring the ground up to you, and you can rest your forehead here. No block at all, you can rest your forehead on the ground. Or you can take your block to the top of your mat and place your hands on it. That's getting more into the shoulders. You can move the block closer to you if it doesn't feel so good in the shoulders. You can ditch the block completely. So that's what I mean by do the yoga your way. Lots of variations, lots of options. Just do. All right, eyes are closed. Take a big breath in through your nose. Be aware of it. And a big sighing, audible breath out through your mouth. As you audibly exhale, think of sending your tailbone more to the back of the room. If you're in the extended child's pose like I am, that just means your arms are extended at the top of the mat. Push into your block or the earth. Just nestle in here. When you're ready, if you're ready, here's another way you could breathe. Close your lips and breathe in and out of your nose only. As you breathe in and out of your nose, you're building heat in your body and you're just focusing on you. Nothing wrong with focusing on you. Practice that self-love, self-care, self-kindness. Breathe in, breathe out. Child's pose, come back to it at any time. It's your yoga. Get that into your head. It's really your time. I'm just here to coach you, to encourage you, to show you different ways to do some of these poses. But you've got to listen to your body. You're your own best coach. Breathe. Let's come out of our child's pose now. Slide your hands so that they're going to be under your shoulders. Remove your block. Let's slide our arms more forward and come down onto your forearms. Hands kind of spread, fingers spread wide. Kind of suction cup your hands, finger pads digging into the mat a little bit like a little gecko. Adjust your knees. I don't know if you were in classic child's pose or wide-legged, but just adjust your knees so you're comfortable. And imagine now your chest coming down toward your mat. If you want a little encouragement, don't we all need a little encouragement? Maybe you bring the block underneath your chest and let your chest touch the block. So you now know that the ground is less than 4 inches away if you can touch that block. Maybe remove the block, adjust your arms, adjust your stance, let your chest come closer to the earth so your tailbone is up toward the sky. It's called puppy pose. The idea here, you look like a puppy, right? Maybe wag the tail a little bit. Breathe. Just have fun. Let's come out of this puppy pose. All right, from your puppy pose, let's go into a thread the needle pose. All right, this is going to get you back into your shoulders. All right, so here's the deal. Come into a neutral tabletop. What is that? Knees under hips, shoulders over wrists. Press into the earth. for your thread the needle pose. Let's begin with the left arm. Lift your left arm up, up, up to the sky. Look up towards your left hand. Oh, I can't look very far. Look up. Try to look as best you can up toward the left hand. Bring that left hand down. Here's the thread the needle-ness of it. Thread the arm underneath the right arm. Sink it on down. Your shoulder can come to the mat, or if you want to bring it to a block, that's fine too. You know, no rush, no hurry. The opposite arm, the right arm, let it reach long to the top of your mat. Come down onto your left cheek. The cheek can be on the block, the cheek can be on the mat. Settle in, nestle in. The left arm, let it reach, palm face up, let it reach far to the right side of your room. The right arm, the one on top, the one that's reaching toward the top of the mat, settle it on down. Breathe. Get into the shoulder here. Maybe you got to adjust your knees a little bit. Doesn't matter how it looks. I guarantee all of us, our poses are going to look different because our bodies are different. Our bodies are shaped differently. We carry with us the history of where we've been and what we've done. Honor that. What you're going for is how it feels in your body. You want to feel a nice stretch in the left shoulder here. Breathe. Soften your jaws. If your teeth are clenched, unclench them. Soften in the face. Just let the shoulder feel good. No tension. Let go. All right, let's slip on out of this. Unthread the needle. Bring the right arm underneath the right shoulder. Lift the left arm back up to the sky. And maybe you can look up a little higher this time. Oh, do you feel a little more mobility in your shoulder? That's what we're after. Breathe. All right, plant the hand. Right hand down, left hand down. We have another side to do, another opportunity to succeed. Patience, my friends, you can do it. Lift your right arm up to the sky. See how far you can look up to that hand. Just note it, don't judge it. Exhale. As you exhale, right arm comes under the left, palm face up. Come down to the right shoulder. Adjust your knees however long it takes. Left arm reaches high to the top of the room. Rest here on the shoulders. So your arms are kind of like in an L shape, right? The right arm is reaching to the left side of the room. Palm is up. Left arm reaches to the top. All right. You know, the practice does not make perfect, right? Practice just reduces the imperfection. I mean, nobody's perfect. Absolutely, positively not. Get that notion out of your head. Embrace the imperfections. Just embrace. Soften here. Don't judge. Be happy with what you have. Feel what's going on. Just be aware. Let it be a good stretch in that right shoulder. Breathe in. Breathe out. This is your variation of your thread the needle pose. Tailbone a little more to the back of the room. Left fingers reach a little more to the front of the room. Right fingers reach a little more to the opposite side of the room. When you're ready, let's unthread the needle. All right, so start to unthread it. Left arm comes underneath your left shoulder. Right arm, keep it going. Up, up, up to the sky. Maybe you notice you can look a little higher. Finish up. Right hand meets left. Come on down. Come on down and have a seat. Let's take a thunderbolt seat. All right, maybe this doesn't feel comfortable for everybody. I know not everybody likes it. So for thunderbolt, what I'm going to do is bend my knees a lot. I'm going to sit back on my heels, tops of my feet are on the mat. That's your thunderbolt pose. If it doesn't feel good, maybe you want to sit with your legs crisscross. You decide. All right, so in this pose, I'm hoping that you like this. I'm hoping that you at least try it a little bit. Take a nice big stretch in the quads and in the knees. All right, sit up straight, shoulders over your hips. Big breath in, big breath out. Maybe the eyes are closed. Very simple here. Just turn your head from left to right, right to left. Maybe eyes are closed. Just feel what you feel. No rush, no hurry. This is your sacred, quiet time on your mat. Just turn your head. Turn your head. Soft shoulders. Maybe your eyes are closed or open. If your eyes are open, do some little eye yoga. Really try to look to the back over your shoulder. Move your neck. So important. Embrace those little crunchies as long as they don't hurt. You're okay. All right, head back to the midline. Just move your head around on your shoulders if it feels good. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Here's the alternative for you. If it doesn't feel good to move your head that way, find out why, first of all. Secondly, if it doesn't feel good right here, right now, you don't want to hurt yourself. Just lengthen up through the crown of your head. Think of your neck being really long and strong.
I'm going to circle my neck, waken it up. Maybe you slept on it a little funny. Maybe this is just the ticket. This is just what you need. All right, so move your head left to right, circle it around. Just move it. You know how you need to move it. All right, come back to the midline of your body. Take your left hand, lift it up to the sky. Take your left fingers, place them on top of your right ear, and then encourage the left ear to the left shoulder. Breathe. The opposite shoulder, the right shoulder, keep it soft. And you know how much pressure you need to put on your head here to encourage it to the shoulder. Breathe in, breathe out. Kind of intense, isn't it? All right, let's finish. Bring your head slowly. That's an important part of it. Bring it slowly back to the midline of the body. Lift the opposite arm, the right arm up to the sky. Stretch it out. Then bend the elbow, bringing the right fingers on top of the left ear. And then encourage the right ear to the right shoulder. Soften in the left shoulder. Breathe in, breathe out. Doesn't your yoga feel good? Being mobile and flexible feels good, but you gotta work at it. Don't give up. And we work at it every single day. We move differently, but we move everything we've got. All right, how are you doing? Ear to shoulder, let's finish up. Slowly bring the head back to the midline. Tee out your arms. Do some arm circles toward the back of the room. Do some arm circles toward the front of the room. And our word for today, remember it, it's embrace. Let's give ourselves a big hug. Right arm on top of left. Work your fingers toward your spine. Elbows are stacked or maybe a little overlapped. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. Then expand your shoulders to the side of the room. Nice, tight hug. You can do all kinds of things with your body. Move it in different ways. Eyes can be open or closed as you embrace. This embrace. Breathe. Tee out your arms one more time. Pulse the backs of your hands to the back of the room just a little bit. We had the right arm on top. Guess where we're going next? You're smart. You know. Left arm on top. Give yourself a big hug. Elbows slightly stacked or crossed. Work your fingers towards your spine. Now soften your shoulders away from your ears. Expand your shoulders to the side of the room to tighten up on that hug. Breathe in, breathe out. All right. Nice job. Let go of the embrace. Let it be free. Let's come into toes pose and ankle pose. All right, so we're going to flow it today. Here's the deal. Grab your 2 blocks. If you don't have the blocks, no big deal. You can still make it work. Just make it work. You've improvised in many things in your life. Let's go for it. All right, for your toes pose, tuck your toes towards your shins. Have a seat back on your heels. With or without your blocks, you can succeed. All right, the blocks can be used to bring the ground up to you. You can rest your fingertips on the blocks. You can stay right here, sitting your heels back toward your hips, or sitting your hips back toward your heels. That's what it is. You can rest the hips, your bottom, onto your toes, or maybe you just aren't getting there. That's fine. You let this pose feel right for you. It's intense. No kidding. It is intense. If it hurts, back out of it. If it's just uncomfortable, settle in. Breathe here. Stretch out the fascia in the feet. Stretch out the toes. Let's do the opposite. Let's do the complementary pose to this. Using your blocks or no blocks at all. Hinge forward. Place the tops of your feet onto your mat and then come on back to sit on the tops of your feet. Let your knees come up, but keep them together. They like each other. Keep them together. Don't splay them out. Hands on the blocks. Press into the mat so you can bring the knees up a little higher and increase the depth of this stretch. Everybody's different. Take it to what feels awesome for you today. Let's flow it a couple of times. By flowing, we mean going back and forth, using your breath. Tuck your toes under. Come back to your toes pose. You know this. Breathe. Maybe that feels better today. Take it to the ankle pose whenever you're ready, with or without the blocks. Press into them. Breathe. That's the most important part. Breathe through it. Let your breath guide you. Be at peace and enjoy the pose. One more time for me. Maybe you're doing it faster. Maybe you're doing it slower. Maybe you went to get a cup of coffee. That's okay, but don't shy away from doing a little bit of something Build that courage, right? That's important too. Back to ankle flow. Oh my goodness. That feels quite right for me today. I hope it does for you. All right, let's come out of it. Neutral tabletop. Been here before, you know this. Shoulders over wrists, knees under hips. Neutral tabletop. Your back is flat, crown of the head and tailbone lengthened to opposite sides of the room. Lift your feet up, squeeze and scrunch your toes, circle the ankles in both directions. That's important. And then tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. Drum roll, please. Nice job. Finish up. Time to do cat-cow. For your cat-cow, tuck your chin to your chest as you exhale. Tuck your tailbone under. Arch your back up to the sky. Push hard into the earth with your hands and your feet at the same time. Complementary pose to this is cow. To do cow, tailbone and crown of the head lift up to the sky. Exhale, cat. Think of it, you're a Halloween cat. And then cow, think of a cow with its sagging belly, out in the field, enjoying life. Breathe, cat. And cow. Moving your spine, moving your neck. Cat. Inhale, cow. And then finish. Come back to your neutral tabletop position. In your neutral tabletop position, let's extend the right leg long. Place the ball of the foot on your mat. Press into the foot. Strengthen that back leg. Lengthen that back leg. Feel the calf. Let it feel good. Take the right leg, lift it up, cross it over the midline of your body, hug high in the upper inner thighs. Place the ball of the foot down on the opposite side, the left side of your body. Push into your hands, look over your left shoulder, look back to your ankle. Hey, I can see my ankle. Maybe look back to your knee. Hey, I can see my knee. Maybe look back to your bottom. That's a little harder, but press into the earth, look back, take the twist, take the lateral flexion of your spine. Take the right leg, sweep it around nice and long and strong. Bring it to about hip height or whatever feels comfortable for you. Plant the foot, lift the right arm up to the sky, twist, look up. Hey, this is nice and easy now. After we did our thread the needle pose, I've got that shoulder mobility. Right hand comes down, right knee comes back to meet the left. We have another side. Let's do it. Extend the left leg long. Ball of the foot down on your mat. Push into the mat. Feel the nice lengthening of the back of that leg. Breathe. Lift the left leg up. Hug it across the midline of the body. Plant the top of the left foot down on the right side of the body. Look over your right shoulder. Look back. See what you can see. Nice stretch in the left side of your body. Push equally into both hands. Feel it all the way up your left side. When you're ready, head comes back to the midline, left leg sweeps around, around, around. Bring the leg to about hip height or wherever. Plant the foot, lift your left arm up to the sky and look up to your left hand. Breathe. Let's finish. Plant the hand down, bring the leg back. You've got it. Cat-cow to neutral to even out. Tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone under. Cow pose, crown of the head, tailbone lift. Oh, it feels good in the low back. Come back to a neutral tabletop. Let's do bird dog pose. You could find a block. You can bring it to the top of your mat if you wish. Lift your right leg up to begin. Ta-da, you did it. Stay right here if this is what you like. Dial your right hip down so your hips are equal distant to your mat. You can stay right here pushing the earth away. Don't forget to push the earth away with your hands. Don't forget to push the earth away with your left foot. Perhaps extend your right leg long. Breathe. Lengthen up. Again, check in with your hips. Hold it here. This is strong. You are strong. If you'd like, take the left hand. Find some balance here. Lift the left arm forward. You can find your block and balance on it. Nobody's judging you. If you'd like, you can send your left arm even longer. Fingers spread wide. Thumb up like a hitchhiker. Press into the earth. Lengthen through your fingertips. And let's lengthen through the toes today in this right leg. Breathe. Hold it, push the earth away. There's lots of variations here. If you want to take a variation and you know it, go for it now. I'm just going to hold it statically today because there's goodness in the switch up, in the change, in the variety. Finish up, hand comes down, knee meets other knee, other side. Press into the earth. Lift your left knee up to about hip height. Breathe here, hold it here. Maybe this is where you stay. Check out your hips. They should be equal distant to your mat. Typically that means dialing your left hip down here. I'm going to extend the left leg long. I'm going to pull through my toes today. Lengthen. Check out the hips. Right arm reaches.
for the block or nothing at all. Reach, stretch, lengthen. Push the earth away. You are strong. You are strong. Find length, find strength. You've got it. Your spine is loving you right now. Push into the earth. Push the top of the right foot into the mat. Lengthen. Crown of the head is lengthening even farther to the front of the room. Toes going to the back. Let's finish. Hand comes down. Knee comes down. That was quite an intense bird dog. Nice job. Speaking of intense, let's press on. All right. Plank pose. Okay. Let's do this. We set a timer every single day. Not every single day. On restorative days, we don't do plank. But we set a timer most days for a plank pose because plank is an overall strengthening pose. If you haven't done plank before, here's what I suggest you do. So it starts in the head. You could come down to your back. You could lie down nice and straight, take your blocks, send the blocks in your hands up toward the sky. But here's a trick. Draw the shoulders back. You want to have your shoulders tucked into the shoulder blades. Push into your blocks and imagine that you are in a plank pose. You can hold that for longer than a minute, because hold that if you want. Other variations, you know these. Take it to the evolution of the pose that works for you. Maybe you stay down on your knees. Maybe you spread your knees wide. Hinge your weight forward into your arms, having your shoulders over your wrists, and you push into the earth here. Maybe you slip down to your forearms and adjust your knees and take a forearm plank, having your elbows under your shoulders. Maybe you tuck your toes towards your shins and you press on up and hold a dolphin plank. I'm going to take a high plank today. I'll explain that in a second, but I'm going to do it on blocks to just kind of ease some of the tension in my wrists. All right, I'm going to take it onto the blocks. To come into your variation of plank, and let's set a timer now for 1 minute. All right, let's go, timer. All right, here we go. All right, for a high plank, legs are long, hands pressed into your mat or your blocks. If you're pushing into the blocks, you can shift your weight back just a wee little bit. What that does is it takes some of the tension off of the wrists. Feet are hip width distance apart. Shoulders are over the wrists. Hands spread wide. Guess what? We've done 20 seconds of this already. All right, so you take the breaks you want. You can drop to your knees. Another nice way to take a break if you're in a high plank is to send your hips high to the sky. We are more than halfway there, 30 seconds in. So if you're sending your hips high to the sky, that's taking a downward facing dog pose. Maybe that feels good. You do what is right for you. In your plank, everything is engaged. We are coming up on just 15 seconds left. Everything is engaged. Feel it. You're tight everywhere, right? You're squeezing, you're holding, you're compressing. You are strengthening. You are getting strong in these last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds. Let's finish. Come down and take a seat and come out of your variation of your plank pose. I'm going to grab a drink. How are you doing? Right? All right, plank. Do it your way. Don't think for a second. If you didn't do a minute, you didn't succeed. Get that out of your head. The timer is just there for you to take little milestone markers that you will notice it will increase as you progress. All right, water. All right, let's go. No giving up, right? Come down to your bottom. Have your strap nearby, maybe at about your shoulder height. Let's come on down and let's do our core poses. All right, come on down to your back. Take it slowly, fully recline, Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. What is that? Soles of the feet touch, knees open wide, legs are bent. How does that feel? Breathe here. Bring your hands lightly to your temples. Elbows open wide. You can stay right here if you want. Breathe. On an exhale, lift your shoulders on up. On an inhale, bring them on down. Try to keep your knees and your elbows open wide. Little lifts, little lowers. You're not pulling your neck up. You're not straining your neck. Your fingers are just at your temples as you lift through the shoulders on the exhale and come on down on the inhale. Breathe. You got this. All right, let's change it up. Let's do bicycle pose. Okay, lots of ways to do bicycle. Let's begin by bringing the knees together, soles of the feet on your mat. Breathe here. Fingers keep them lightly at your temples. You can lift the shoulders on up. Work opposite knee in the direction, or opposite elbow in the direction of the opposite knee. Breathe and enjoy that.
Maybe you want to keep your shoulders down, lift your legs up, knees over your hips, and ride a recumbent bike. Draw your toes towards your shin, drive through the heels, and keep your shoulders down. Maybe that feels good. Today I'm going to combine them all. Elbows to opposite knee, kicking, driving, pedaling through the feet for this bicycle. Maybe straighten your legs and scissor kick them. Maybe work your legs, one higher to the sky, one lower to the earth today. See how that scissor kick works for you. You do what works, what feels right, and that's good enough. Let's finish. Legs come down. Arms go high overhead. Stick pose. Number 1. That's who you need to watch out for. That's who you need to protect. Reach through your fingers. Biceps are near your ears. Point your toes. Wiggle your hips. There you go. Bring your arms down. Find that strap that you strategically placed. Setting yourself up for success, right? Bend your knees. Bring the center of the strap under the center of your foot. Hold on to the strap. Send your feet high. Even this feels good. Put a little bend in your knees. Maybe that feels good. Elbows hugged in. Let's go into boat pose. To do your boat pose, let your heels be heavy. Let them come toward the earth. You're holding on to this strap. Breathe. Come on up. Heels toward the earth. Pull yourself up with that strap. Lift out of your chest and the crown of your head. Hold on here. Shoulders are back. Chest is lifted. Feet are lifted. Maybe you're doing one leg at a time. Just don't judge yourself. Hold on. We do this lots of different ways. We'll do it a different way tomorrow. Show up. Just show up. That's half the battle, right? Elbows hugged in. Chest is lifted. Breathe. Hold here. Find your balance. Lean back a little bit more. And as you're ready, bring the heels of the feet down. Heels of the feet come down. Hold on to this strap. Let's walk our hands down both straps. Hinge forward and look toward your ankles or your knees. Lengthen as you inhale. Exhale, hollow out your belly and fold a little more forward. Hold on to that strap. Let's finish. Remove the strap. Come on up to a standing position. How do you want to get there? Maybe crisscross at the ankles and maybe come on up. Maybe you use your hands or maybe no hands at all. Come on up to a standing position. Let's do a few balancing things. All right, so I mentioned that we're going to do toppling tree to get into the shoulders. You're doing a lot. You really are. Embrace what you can do and just the success will come. It really will. All right, root into your feet. Hands to prayer center. Close your eyes for a moment. Have some gratitude for being here. Have some gratitude for doing it your way, for doing it, just doing it. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Tree pose, Vrikasana. Take the weight out of one leg. I'm going to take it out of my right leg. Open up the knee to the side of the room. Place the sole of the foot wherever you like on the leg, just not on the knee. You can have a chair or a countertop here. Press the foot into the leg and the leg back into the foot. Maybe you lift it up nice and high. It doesn't have to be high. You decide where you want to take it. Hands to prayer center. Breathe. Focus. Look to where the ceiling and your wall meet. Soften in your shoulders, lengthen up through the crown of your head, and root into that strong foundation of your left leg. Breathe. Grow your branches by raising the hands, or one hand, maybe the other hand's on the table. Just kind of wave. Breathe. Sway your branches. Let it be. You're strong. You're kind of intentionally throwing your balance off a little bit here, and you catch yourself. And if you fall out, get right back in. End on a positive note. And you know, the more you push yourself, you're going to fall out, but you just get right back in. All right, let's finish up. Hands back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Place the right foot down next to the left. Now take a big step out with your right leg. Take your hands, interlace them behind your low back. So your thumbs are kind of being pushed into your tailbone. Lift and open up through your chest. Expand. Think of the heart going forward. And let's take toppling tree. Send the weight into this right foot. Weight into the right foot. Little bend in the right knee. Maybe the back foot is like a little bit of a balance here, or maybe you lift it up. Then your interlaced fingers, send them up toward the sky. You're looking down towards your right foot. Oh, mine is wiggling like crazy. Embrace those little micro movements that keep you standing. Left leg maybe lifts a little higher, fingers higher to the sky. Breathe. Finish with control. Let the left foot meet the right. Hands back to prayer center to say thank you. Thank you for my balance. Eyes closed. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's do tree pose on this side. Root into the opposite foot. For me, that'll be the right leg. Weight out of the left. Open up the knee to the side of the room. Stay right here if you like with the chair. Hands on your hips. You got it. And just play with the foot. Coming up little by little. Place the sole of the foot inside the opposite standing legs. Thigh. I said thigh twice. You have two thighs. All right. Hands. Prayer center. Look to where the ceiling and the wall meet. It makes a difference. Let that left knee, the bent knee, work toward the back of the room. Breathe. Arms go up. Sway your branches. Life is good. Like a tree. Think of a tree firmly rooted into the ground, but its branches sway. It has to sway so it doesn't topple. Breathe. Hands back to prayer center. You're strong. You're doing remarkable things. Remove the leg. Remove the leg from the other leg. Bring the left foot down. Take a big breath in, lengthen up. Take a big step forward in the opposite leg. For me, that'll be the left leg. Hands, interlace them behind your low back. Maybe this is right where you stay. Press your thumbs into your low back. Open up through your chest. I think that feels really wonderful. Soften in your shoulders. Breathe. Crown of the head is lifted. When you're ready, hinge forward into that left leg. Soft little bend in that left knee. Start to topple in your toppling tree. Right leg lifts a little or more. Interlaced fingers lift up toward the sky. Breathe, embrace it. You got it. Finish. Right foot meets left. Hands back to prayer center. In gratitude, deep breath in, deep breath out. Arms down by your sides. Nice and loose. Nice and loose. Just breathe. Shoulder shrugs. Close your eyes. Shrug your shoulders up towards your ears and then back. Like drawing little teeny circles with your shoulders on the sides of the room. Just shrug them. Let it feel good. Now here's the awkward part. Shrug your shoulders forward. That feels bizarre. But just move. Get that range of motion going. Let's end on a positive note. Send your shoulders back. Send your shoulders back, little circles. Let your arms hang down by your sides. Let's do that pose called You Will Look Taller. I know some of you like to do it pressed up against a wall. That is a challenge. If you'd like to take that, go for it. It's your yoga. Think of the words, you will look taller. Think of the first letter of each word. Bring your body into the shape of the first letter of each word, you, for the letter Y. Arms spread wide, backs of the hands pressed to the back of the room or against that wall. Ooh, that wall seems farther back than you think, doesn't it? All right, legs are zipped up. Chest is lifted, big letter Y. Now bring it into a big letter W by bending the elbows down toward the earth, but keep the hands pressed to the back of the room. Oh, there's the will. You've got the will. You will. Now let's take the L. 2 L's, elbows hugged in, forward and backward L. Squeeze through the back. T for taller. 1 giant T. Press the backs of your hands to the back of the room. You will look taller. That's the pose. Easy to remember. Maybe not so easy to do. Lift the arms up to the letter Y. You don't have to lift them too much. If it doesn't feel good in your shoulders, bring it down a little bit. Breathe. You. Let's take it to will. Let's take it to look. Let's take it to T for taller. 1 more time. 3rd time's the charm. Feel what you feel all up and down your back here. You will look. T for taller. Let's finish. Arms down by your sides. Lengthen up through your spine, through the crown of your head. Arms hang loosely. Good standing posture. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. You did it. All right, let's take a hinge forward. This is called a forward fold. Look back towards your ankles, up towards your knees. Let the crown of your head hang heavy. We did this early on in our warm-up. Shake your head. Let your arms hang toward the earth. Don't judge yourself. Maybe they touch the earth, maybe they don't. But I bet they're coming closer to the earth than when you began. There's just a little tangible measure of your progress. Your gaze. Where are you looking? You looking at your toes? Try to look to your knees. Try to look toward your belly button. Hang loose here. Bend your knees, come on down, just standing on your knees. Grab your 2 blocks, bring your blocks by your sides. We're going to come into a lunge here. Bring your right foot forward, right knee over right ankle. Send your left leg long. Here's where you can slip that towel under your knee if you like. What we're going to do today in this lunge is we're going to bring our fingertips onto the block, or maybe you bring your hands onto your thighs. Interlace your fingers, pressing your palms into your right thigh. Left leg is long and straight on your mat. Toes are reaching toward the back of your mat with your left foot, and they're pointed forward on your right foot. Now, your skin on your right thigh, think of just pushing the skin more toward the knee. Breathe. Lengthen through that left hip. Hold it right here. Just breathe. Take it easy. We do this lunge lots of different ways. Sometimes we surf it up. Sometimes we take twists in association with it. Sometimes we take baby back bends. Today, we're just going to hang out right here. Soften in your glutes. Slide that right thigh more forward. You got it? Hello, Piper. All right, let's come out of this. Come back to standing on both knees. Let's take it to the other side. Standing on both knees, bring your left foot forward. Knee over ankle. Press into your blocks to send your right leg back, 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 nice and straight. Toes toward the back of your mat. Maybe press up to your fingertips on your blocks. Maybe interlace your fingers. Press into your thigh, and then slide the skin on your left thigh. Slide it forward. Breathe. Stay strong here. Find length in your right hip flexor. You've got it. Enjoy this nice, static, slow-moving stretch. You can do it. Yes, you can. Don't doubt yourself. Soften in your shoulders, soften in your jaws, slide that left thigh forward. Let's come out of this pose. Slowly bring your hands back to your blocks. Bring your left knee to meet your right. Remove your blocks. Let's take a little camel pose. Hands to your low back. Push your hips forward, elbows toward your spine. Look forward, then look up to that lovely place where the ceiling meets the wall. Maybe look overhead. You decide on what the maybe is that you want to take it to. Tomorrow we'll take a full camel, but you decide how you want to do it. Every day is different. All right, let's finish up. Come on down. Have a seat on your heels for just a moment. Hands on your thighs. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Come on down to your belly. Come on down to your belly. Let's do that variation of locust that I said. So you're kind of like even here, doing a little bit of a chaturanga in anticipation of tomorrow, right? Pressing into your hands. Slowly lower down to your belly. Lower down to your belly. Interlace your hands. Interlace your fingers behind your low back. Now your feet, kind of work them toward the edges of your mat. Tops of your feet are toward the edges of your mat. Big exhale. And as you inhale, press the tops of your feet into your mat. Interlaced fingers, kind of let them work up the back wall. Gaze down your nose, lift. Maybe lift your legs up. Breathe. Hold it here. You've got it. Hold it. Just a couple breaths. You stay as long as is right for you. Take a couple of breaths. Tomorrow we do this a little differently, a little faster. Breathe. Hold, finish. Come on down. Place your hands under your collarbones. How are you doing? Press up into your hands. Taking that chaturanga again, right? Pushing into your strong arms, softening in your glutes. This is your seal pose. Breathe. Come on up and roll on over onto your bottom. As you come onto your bottom, bring your hands to prayer center. Bend your knees, soles of your feet are on your mat. With control, this is kind of a fun little thing that we do often. Take it with control. Come on back and bring your eye shade and your towels and your strap. Bring them up so they're by your shoulders. Slowly come back to recline. Slowly, with control, because you worked on your strong core. Got to have a strong core for all you do. Hold it here. Take your little breaks. Hold it, and then come on down. Come all the way down with control. With control as best you can. You'll get more control over time. Bend your knees. Let's do bridge pose. Heels, feet on your mat. Heels are kind of behind your bottom. Knees are over your ankles. Arms down by your sides. Shoulders away from your ears. Press into the soles of your feet. Lift your hips up to the sky. Feel the goodness in the front of your hips, just like we did earlier in our lunge. Now wiggle your shoulders close to your spine. wiggle them closer to your spine, press into your feet, lift. Here's your bridge pose. Roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. You did it. Supine twist, left leg long, right knee bends, interlaced fingers, hug the right knee in. Circle the right ankle in both directions. Hug the knee in. Your left heel, drive the left heel toward the bottom of the mat. Driving the left heel toward the bottom of your mat does another thing too. It draws your left toes toward your shin. Hold it here. Supine twist, left hand holds the right knee, takes it across the midline of your body. Right shoulder, keep it down. Look toward the right side of your room. Tee out your right arm, palm face up. Take this big twist. Finish. Gaze up to the sky. Right hip back down to the mat. Interlaced fingers, hug under the right knee. Circle your ankle in both directions. Other side, right leg goes long, heel drives to the bottom of the room. Ooh, I feel it up my right hip, feels good. Left knee bends, interlaced fingers underneath the left knee. Are you saying, oh, I can't interlace my fingers? Use your strap, use your little towel. Think of them as making your arms longer. Hug in what you got. Circle your ankle in both directions. Oh, that feels good. Your ankles need some love. All right, supine twist on this side. Right hand guides left knee across the midline of the body. Roll onto your right hip. Tee out your left arm. Look to the left. Shoulder stays down. Big controlled twist. I could stay here for a long time. How about you? But not right now. Bring your left hip down. Maybe you do stay there. Maybe that's just the ticket for you today. Hug the left knee in, gazes up toward the sky, circle your ankle this way and that. Nice job. Draw your left knee up to meet the right. Hug your right knee into your right armpit, left knee into your left armpit. Rock from side to side. Low back massage. Think of perhaps drawing little circles with your knees on the ceiling. Take the circles in the other direction. Maybe a little happy baby pose, taking your hands, capturing inside your calves. Maybe you reach toward your ankles. Maybe with your knees bent, you reach toward your heels. Capture your heels. Knees are splayed. Oh, you feel like you're in a wide-legged child's pose. Think of a frog. Looks like frog legs, right? Send your right leg high to the sky. Rebend it, then send the left leg high to the sky. That's not so bad. Let's do it again. Right leg straightens, left leg bends, and alternate. This is your happy baby pose, just like the name says. It's like a happy little baby in its crib, right? Breathe. And if you're not holding on to your heels, no big deal. You're still a happy baby. Maybe you have your hands on your hips and you're just working your legs up to the sky. Where there's a will, there's a way. Don't give up. All right, bring your knees together at the midline. Hug them in nice and tight. Elbows hugged in too. Maybe peel your shoulders on up. Maybe kiss your knees to thank them for the movement that they give you. Send your feet down onto your mat. Send your legs long onto your mat. Final Shavasana pose. Best pose of the practice. Don't run out. Don't sell this pose short. It's an important one. Send your heels wide to the bottoms of your mat. Eyes are closed. Place a towel or an eye shade on your eyes to block out the light. It makes a really nice, pleasant difference. Arms down by your sides. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Let it go. Pinky toes. Think of them falling closer to the edges of your mat as your hips externally rotate. Just a teeny bit. Every little bit helps. Tuck your shoulders under, closer to your spine. Hey, that feels pretty good. Lengthen up through your neck and the crown of your head. Breathe in, breathe out. Be at peace. You've done marvelous things in this last hour. Really, truly acknowledge that, and now let it all go. Be heavy on your mat. No tightness in your body. You've worked through it. Just take this moment of gratitude and peace. deep breaths in and deeper breaths out. Through your nose, through your mouth, whatever works. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Unclench your jaws if your teeth are touching. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Stay here as long as you like. Maybe it's a good thing to have your remote control with the mute button right beside you for future classes, right? If you want to put me on mute and enjoy this time of peace, go right ahead. If it is time for you to conclude our hour together, take a deep breath in and a big, full, audible exhale out your mouth. All the tension is gone, my friends. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes to bring wonderful motion back into your body. Circle your wrists and your ankles. No ways wrong. Just do whatever feels good to you right here. Inhale, reach high overhead and stretch it out like it's your first big good morning stretch of the day. And exhale, bend your knees and your elbows, roll into a fetal position onto one side or the other. Low arms bicep is a pillow for your head. Eyes are closed, top shoulder soft. Savor this breath. Big breath in and big breath out. As you're ready, if you're ready, press on up or float on up, however you like. Eyes open, eyes closed. Have your own little ritual and honor it. Come on up to whatever is comfortable for you today to be seated. In that comfortable seated position, bring your hands to prayer center. Always a good place to be. Have gratitude for what your wonderful body did for you. Eyes are closed, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Your neck is long, your spine is long. There's mobility there, there's flexibility there. You did it. Press into your hands. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out to allow you to soften in your hips, to appreciate that strong foundation beneath you, to trust it. Gently blink your eyes open. You did it. Yes, you did. You did it. You started, you showed up, you stuck around. Okay, here's a tangible measure for you. Like that timing of the plank, we always take that stress number. What was the stress number when you began? And more importantly, what is it now? You feel a lot better, don't you? Just observe. Don't listen to me. Just observe your body. Don't you feel better? Don't you feel more mobile? How do your shoulders feel? How do your hips feel? How does your head feel? Key is to just start little by little and build. Build on what you got. Build. And while you're building, use these building blocks. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Focus on all things that are good, which are those things, the fruit of the Spirit. And come back to your yoga tomorrow. Have a great day. Have a great week. See you tomorrow. I love you guys. Bye. Hello, Piper.